I was never an elite world-class athlete, but I did have some times in my playing career that I played better and sometimes that I played worse. So I wanted to take a few minutes and just share my story with you and then let you know how it relates to you, because we're probably more similar than you'd think. So I grew up in Ohio here without much table tennis training. The club was open once a week, and at certain times it was open twice a week. Went there and played a bunch of matches. I did some fitness training. I practiced my serves. I played with a robot at home. As far as the amount of coaching and the amount of structured training in a professional environment, it just wasn't there until I was 21 years old. At 21, I moved to Canada to play full-time with the national team of Canada for 3.5 years. Now, you go from not that many good training partners and not much structured training, not much coaching, to that level. You would think, wow, Samson's really going to shoot up as far as his level goes. Well, actually, during those 3.5 years, I learned a decent amount. I got a lot of practice, but the overall results weren't that good. Was it because of the practice partners or coaches? No, it was because of me, because my absorption rate for what I was learning, what I was applying, wasn't that good. Then I moved back here to Ohio, and I coached for the next year. Without much practice at all, that year that I was just coaching actually became my best year as far as playing goes. So how does this apply to you? Because maybe you want to have better practice partners. Maybe you want to spend more time in practice. Maybe you want to play more tournaments. Maybe there's a lot of things that you have passions about that you want to do in table tennis. But I need to tell you that 1 year that I spent in coaching got me thinking, actively thinking while I was coaching about the game, about tactics, about how to work the point longer, about how to make better decisions for when to return here, when to return there, when to hit here, when to work the point longer, when to go for the finishing shot. And all these things allowed me to play better because I was thinking more. So am I asking you to stop playing for a year and just sit down and think? No, but I'm asking you to do one thing, and that is 3 times a week for an hour by yourself with the robot, practice the things that you've been working on with your coach. Practice the things that you feel like you really need for your match. Turn off all distractions. Turn off the TV. Do it when you're by yourself and just focus on what is it that I need to work on? What drills do I need to work on? How can I isolate specific aspects of my game and work on those? How can I get those linking shots that link this shot to this shot to this shot better so that I'm able to really focus on what I need to work on? You see, when I was going through the motions of practice, I was passionate. I was the first one to show up to practice. I was the one that always wanted to do extra practice. So I had that passion. Maybe you have that passion. But if you're not really absorbing and really focusing and understanding the details of the sport, just going through all those practices, more and more and more and more and more practice, doesn't do that much. So if you have a robot, I'd encourage you to use it. If you don't have a robot, this might be the ideal time to buy a Pong robot. We've got 3 different models available, and you're going to see a big difference. When you add those 3 one-hour robot sessions, you're going to understand your game more. You're going to have more time to think deeply, but think deeply while you're playing. And this is a big difference. When you go to the club and there's distractions by everybody, this guy chewing over here, this guy throwing his racket here, this guy saying, hey, I'm up next. This guy's saying, hey, you want to come out with me this weekend and go to a barbecue? And somebody else is saying something else. Somebody else is saying something else. We've got a lot of distractions. Even the coach himself can be a distraction. When you're getting constant feedback from the coach, sometimes you're not able to personalize it and absorb it. So what I'd recommend for you this year is get a robot, spend those 3 one-hour sessions each week, personalize the information, absorb it, and let me know how it goes. I'm sure you're going to have similar results to what I had. When you have that time that you actually step back away from all the action, sometimes you can learn a lot more. If you have any questions, feel free to send me a message or leave a comment down below. If you like this video, make sure you like and subscribe. I'll see you soon.